The laws of photoelectric effect, as we have already discussed the experimental study of photoelectric effect. So I am going to define here the first law of photoelectric effect. So what does it says? So I have just drawn this graph. So keeping the voltage across the cathode and anode constant, so we have to keep the potential across cathode and anode constant, as I have already written, as we can take 2 volt, 4 volt, 6 volt, but constant voltage. And a monochromatic radiation is allowed to incident on the metal surface. For example, let us assume that monochromatic ultraviolet rays, it has the same, all the ultraviolet rays have same wavelength and frequency. So this can be considered as a monochromatic radiation. So this monochromatic radiation's intensity of this radiation, it can be increased and decreased. By bringing the source towards the window, we will increase the radiation, and by bringing the source away from the window, we will decrease the radiation. So that means we can decrease and increase the intensity of radiation by moving the source. So what is observed is when the source is towards the window, when it is close towards window, so more radiation incident on the cathode plate and it emits the more electron, due to which flow of the current will be also increased. Similarly, when the source is taken away from the window, less intensity will incident on the cathode plate. So less electrons are emitted, due to which less photocurrent is observed. So graphically we can say that more intensity, more photoelectric current, less intensity, less photoelectric current. So we can write intensity of radiation, intensity of radiation is directly proportional to photoelectric current. So this is the second law of photoelectric effect. So what does second law explains is, in second law, anode, it has been connected to negative terminal. So in first law, anode, it has been connected to positive terminal. So cathode, it has been connected to positive terminal. In first law, it has been connected to negative terminal. So that means we have just interchanged the polarity of cathode and anode in second law, and the frequency and the radiation of various frequencies are allowed to incident on the cathode plate. So when the radiation incident on the cathode plate, it will emit the electrons which are known as photoelectrons. These photoelectrons, they accelerate towards anode. They accelerate towards anode and flows through the circuit, and current is measured by milliammeter. We will measure the current. Now when the potential across the cathode and anode is gradually increased, when the potential is gradually increased, so now see, electrons, they are also negatively charged. Now anode, they are also negatively charged. So now what happens, the anode, they will repel the electrons. So when the potential is gradually increased, at certain potential, the electrons are totally repelled by anode. That means electron will not reach towards the anode, due to which the electron, they does not flow through the circuit, and the current measured by milliammeter will be zero current. At that potential, the potential is known as stopping potential. So from this experiment, what we can understand is electrons, to produce the electrons, the frequency of radiation must be minimum. Below the threshold frequency, no electrons are produced. For example, zinc metal. For example, zinc metal requires the ultraviolet rays. That means the ultraviolet rays has a certain frequency f. But for zinc metal, if we use visible light ray, the visible light ray of frequency is obviously less than ultraviolet ray. So if we use visible light ray instead of ultraviolet rays, then zinc photoelectric effect cannot be observed. So that means to produce the photoelectric effect, the frequency, minimum frequency is required, and that minimum frequency is explained as threshold frequency, below which no photoelectrons can produce. For potassium, let me just say potassium. For potassium, we need visible light ray. We need the frequency of visible light ray. So if visible light ray incident on potassium, then photoelectrons will be emitted. But in case of visible light ray, if we use radio wave or microwave, then potassium, the photoelectric effect, it cannot be absorbed in potassium. So this is the minimum frequency required for the metal surface to emit the electron, that is known as a threshold frequency. And the potential at which milliampere measures the zero current, it is known as the stopping potential. It is denoted by V0. So this is the third law of an photoelectric effect. So what does the third law explains is the kinetic energy of an accelerated electron. It is equals to, kinetic energy of an accelerated electron is equals to eV0. That will be half mv square is equals to eV0, where V it is the stopping potential. So now the frequency of the radiation is kept constant and the intensity is varied. That means the different intensities, sometimes the source it has been brought closer to window, that means the more intensity will enter, and when it is taken away from the window, less intensity will enter. So that means intensity is varied, so sometimes less and sometimes more, but frequency is kept constant. So what is observed then? So these are the intensities. So this is L3, it is more intensity, more, less, again less. So I have shown in this, L3 is greater than L2 is greater than L1. So what is observed, for all the different intensities, the stopping potential is common, they all have this common stopping potential. So what we can say is kinetic energy of photoelectrons are independent of intensity of radiation. That means kinetic energy, it does not depend upon intensity, either the more radiation enters or less radiation enters. The kinetic energy of photoelectrons, they are not affected by intensity. This is the fourth law of photoelectric effect. So in fourth law, the intensity is kept constant. That means the source, it is placed at the same position from the window, it has not been varied, but different radiation it has been used. That means the frequency is varied. So we can see from the figure. So this is for different frequency, this is for different frequency, and this is for different frequency. Since they have different frequency, let me just say F1, F2, F3. So for different frequency radiation, they have the different stopping potential. So for F1 frequency, stopping potential is V1, V01. For F2 frequency, stopping potential is V02. For F3 frequency, stopping potential is V03. So from this fourth law, we can say that kinetic energy of photoelectron, it depends upon the frequency of an incident radiation. So these are the four laws of photoelectric effect, which are very important in terms of long question. Also we will discuss these laws in short questions. They will be the question we will discuss in next class.